Widow's Walk. The sea kept its secrets. For 3 weeks, Margaret stood atop the widow's walk of their coastal home, the wind tearing at her shawl, salt settling into her skin. The townsfolk had long since stopped coming by. They murmured about Thomas, lost in the storm, gone with his fishing boat and 3 other men. Margaret refused their pity. She refused the sea's silence. Each night she climbed to the widow's walk, clutching his wool coat, scanning the grey horizon. And each night the waves answered with nothing until the 22nd day. That evening she dressed in white. She brushed her hair. She climbed the stairs one last time. The sea was quiet, unnatural, as if holding its breath. Margaret stepped to the edge of the iron railing, toes curling over the ledge. "If I can't find you, maybe you'll find me," she whispered. She stepped off into the air. The sea welcomed her. The next morning Thomas returned, bruised, sunburned, alive. A merchant ship had pulled him from wreckage days after the storm, too weak to speak. No telegrams had made it to the village, no word of his survival. He came up the hill at dawn, his legs barely holding him, tears in his eyes. When he reached the house, familiar, weather-beaten, waiting, he looked up and saw her. There, on the widow's walk, Margaret. She stood with the morning light behind her, her white dress glowing, one hand resting on the railing. She didn't wave, didn't move, just watched. Thomas choked back a sob. "Maggie!" He staggered inside, calling for her. Upstairs, downstairs, every door, every room, empty. The widow's walk too, bare, save for her shawl, clinging to the railing like seaweed on driftwood. That afternoon the sheriff came. They'd pulled a body from the surf that morning. White dress, broken bones, salt in her lungs. Thomas didn't speak. That night he drank a glass of her favourite wine, put on the coat she'd clutched every evening, and climbed the stairs to the widow's walk. He didn't leave a note, only the sound of his steps fading into wind and waves. Some say the house still stands, that if the fog is thick enough and the sea quiet, you can see them. 2 figures, side by side, waiting for the tide to turn. Some stories you don't tell, not because they aren't true, but because the moment you speak them aloud, they start looking for you.